Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Joe Baby, a movie about a private detective trying to solve her father's death and beating up dudes. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 17, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. I don't know. So it's Harvey Keitel and Ron Perlman as, I think, the bad guys, or at least the sleazy guys. And they're only sort of in this, tangentially. Most of it's about private detective who's female, and I can't really buy her fisticuffs. I have a real problem with that, in that unless you really set up the female protagonist as being very capable and showing some very capable moves, or I don't know, maybe you got an ex martial arts champion who's really muscled out. Seems hard for me anyway, and I think most audiences, to buy that she's just going to beat the hell out of dudes. You know, she fights with this guy, and granted, he's older, he's fatter, but the implication here is she's a bit of a bruiser. And in the first scene, she has to collect some money, and the guy's uncooperative, so she beats him up. But, like, she's a little too attractive for this line of work, in my view. Someone like this, she has other options other than beating dudes up. You know? She can lure them into a vulnerable position, trap them, hold them at gunpoint. There's a million different ways. You know, even the private detectives who are male in a lot of the stories, they usually try to avoid fisticuffs. And they get into them because, and this movie seems to follow the pattern, they get into physical fights very reluctantly. But yeah, so that part of it's undermining it for me. But other than that, it looks like your standard sort of gritty underbelly type detective movie. So Joe Baby is trying to solve. First she's trying to do business for a client, right? So in the first act, she has to collect some kind of payment from some older dude. He doesn't cooperate. He ends up beating her up, or beating him up, and she gets the money. Then she gets turned on to another client who wants her to recover $10 million. And in the process of trying to do that, it exposes a wider corruption involving Harvey Keitel and Ron Perlman and her father's death. So it's revealed that I think her father worked for Harvey Keitel, and so his murder might be tied into him. He may have been investigating something. So that may be the motivation for her character. She's following in her father's footsteps. So now her big case is going to be to solve her father's murder. And she's in trouble with the law, like a lot of classic private investigators are. And goes up against Perlman and Keitel, who are only billed as being with Harvey Keitel and Ron Perlman. Meaning that they're not full cast members, so they're probably only going to be in small scenes, and maybe possibly the final scene or the climactic scene in the movie where she solves the murder and then people go to jail. Although maybe it's not that. Maybe they're both the red herrings of the movie and there to lend some box office to this thing, and then the actual murderer is another actor. I don't know. But it looks sufficiently gritty. It's my kind of movie. I wouldn't mind seeing it. But I definitely would not go to theaters for it. It feels more like a TV movie or a hotel movie. Um, in Joe Baby, a gritty new action thriller directed by Stephen Brand, Deichin Lackman stars as a private investigator hired to recover $10 million stolen in a shady real estate deal. As she delves deeper, she uncovers a web of corruption and a mysterious death that hits close to home. Featuring a powerhouse cast including Willa Fitzgerald, Ron Perlman, and Harvey Keitel. Joe Baby delivers intense action and suspense. I don't know. From the trailer, the action's okay. I don't know about intense. So, yeah, it feels a little bit TV. So I would probably stream it if I watched it at all. It is based on a book, so it may provide enough details and justifications that I can get behind the character more. But just watching it play out, feels like this should have been a male lead, but with a name like Joe Baby, that was probably a female lead from the beginning. But you know, it's hard for these roles to work for women, I think. You know, unless they're going to do something to sort of even the odds in a fight against a man, you know, do something clever, get him in a vulnerable position, and then take advantage of that in order to leverage him physically. But yeah, I mean, with Harvey Keitel, you kind of can't go wrong. Ron Perlman, he is a good scumbag in a movie. He really is. So maybe. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site for more video. I was supposed to go to Unexpected Farm today, but the rain looks like it's going to be going pretty strong for the next couple of hours. It's probably just going to end around 5, but yeah, I'm bailing on the Unexpected Farm today because it's just going to be too wet. I can't go out into the field in the middle of the field with my books. So next week for that Saturday, I will be at Williamstown Craft Fair from 10 to 3. And Sunday, of course, we do the live stream where we do it live. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.